We're now going to have a look at annotative properties. Now basically we're going to use the properties palette quite a lot here. If we look at our status bar, we can see that our annotation scale is set at 1 to 30 right now. If we look here, annotation visibility, show annotative objects for all scales. I'm actually going to switch that off by clicking on it. So I'm only showing the annotative scaled dimensions that are working at 1 to 30 right now. Now the other little icon there, this one, automatically adds scales to annotative objects when the annotation scale changes. So I don't need to worry about adding scales anymore, it just adds them as I go. But if I hover over this dimension here, you can see it's got multiple annotative scales. These ones aren't actually annotative. So you can see there we have a discrepancy in scaling. You can see the text is bigger. So we need to make them annotative first of all. So let's do that. Let's select the dimensions 1 and 2 and 3. Right click and go straight to properties. This is how you change the properties. So you'll see there annotative no. So I click there and click on the down arrow. Yes, I want them annotative. So they automatically take on board the annotative scale of 1 to 30, the current annotation scale. Now I may want those to show in the 1 to 50 viewport as well. So using the properties palette as well, I click here, I add 1 to 50 as well, and I OK that. So they both now have 1 to 30 and 1 to 50 as their annotation scales. I OK that now, and if I close the properties palette, what you'll find is we still have that size issue. Don't worry about that at all. That'll change when we synchronize them. So if I right click now, annotative object scale, and synchronize multiple scale positions. As soon as I synchronize them, they don't change. Why is that? Well, we don't need to worry too much, because if I go here now to A1 landscape and look here, as you can see, look, they really don't look quite right. What's going on? We need to check things here. So I'm going to zoom in here and look. We still have the same issue. Can you see that there? They're still too big, because they're showing here at 1 to 30 instead of 1 to 50. In here, again, they're showing the wrong size again. Can you see that? So we need to change this. How do we do it? Well, first of all, we do need to save the drawing at some point, but also we need to do a regen in our model tab. First of all, always do a regen if there's any issues like this. That's the first thing to do. That doesn't do anything either. So let's just check what's going on here. If I click here on this dimension here and right click and go to properties, let's have a look now. Let's just scroll down in the properties here. It's got the annotative scale of 1 to 30 there by the look of things. But let's have a look. What's the text height? 5.833. So that doesn't look correct, does it? So let's just check this out and work out what's going wrong here. We need to check the annotative scales of these again. But look, here, switch this on, show annotative objects for current scale only. Then do a regen. Does that help? No. So what's happened to these here? We need to check. We need to check our dimension style. We've got different dimension styles, remember? So what I need to do is make these annotative. Let's put them on the annotative dimension style like so. So properties again, using the properties again. Are they using the appropriate dimension style? Let's check that out. No, they're using dim style standard. So what I need to do is put them onto dim's model, the annotative style, like so. Then close this here. Now look what happens. Notice the change? Because they were using a normal dimension style, not an annotative dimension style, the annotative changes weren't kicking in. So if I now just hit escape, you'll see they look exactly how they should. And when I go here now, they look exactly how they should. So remember, always make sure that you are using the appropriate annotative properties for your dimensions and, more importantly, your annotative dimension style.